And welcome to Stargeekz. Welcome to the world between worlds.
Sean
Uh-oh.
Freeze.
More review. Say it again.
I said you froze.
And you did it again.
Yep.
Oh man, but it's still playing though. I think as we go, right, Lo?
Not you freezing if you're live. So
Uh,
that's okay. Welcome to Stargeekz.
well, it's supposed to fix itself anyway. Apparently, I was looking at StreamYard and they're like it's supposed to fix itself anyways while it's playing. So I don't know.
What's up,
But
Joe?
what's up, Joe? Um, yeah. Well, I mean, Lo, you can
Well, this is Lil. And Ed, you're a regular now, so 2 weeks in a row.
yeah, you might as well start presenting yourself, man.
And I'm Ed.
Yeah, and man, we appreciate you, Ed, for being here. You know, what I mean, you here every week, so we definitely appreciate that. I mean, let's get it started though. I mean, honestly, episode 4, Ahsoka,
Fallen
Right.
Jedi.
Fallen Jedi was phenomenal. Like honestly, like straight from the gate, I thought it was a great episode. um, everything that was a little slow last week definitely picked up this week, but I mean, honestly, it was great. It was just great. It was a really good episode, man. I don't even know how to rate it, but it was a hero for me. But just a great episode, man. Really, it is.
Well, I think the thing is, right? It's like a minute for minute continuation from last week's episode. So it's like, well, it should have just been one full episode last week and this week.
Nah,
This is why I hate long form TV. Like I just keep it going.
yeah,
Just keep it going. But no, it was great. It's again going back, we're getting some lightsaber battles here. We've got some. I know people are complaining about the fight sequences. I don't have a problem with them, so I don't know what everybody expects. And again, I'm happy finally that the all that Merrick discussion is behind us now. Like it's not what everybody thought,
no,
which
no,
I'm
we're
happy
not.
with. And yeah, I liked the episode. I thought it was a great episode. I think
That fight was about as quick as Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. And
Merrick, yeah, she smoked him real quick.
No pun intended.
what's up, armchair potato? What's up, Joe? Three saber fight scenes in one episode. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, this one was definitely a hero. I think this is the best we've gotten so far. The character development is coming along. I struggled with it in the first few episodes. And I mean, the musical score has been amazing throughout. But the visuals in this one, I mean, there's the one scene when they show the fleet. And of course, we get the introduction of the ghost. You know, it's an amazing time we live in to be able to see Star Wars like that.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna be honest. Even though we've gotten like some lackluster episode, in other shows, I would have to say like at this point for me, I think Star Wars is kind of back. I think it's like kind of it's at a peak right now, and it's like, man, like there's a Star Wars fans are really coming out to support it now. There's some poo-poos here and there, but overall, I think it's just really it's making a really good jump. And I think like even merchandise, I think it's all
been
just
back
selling
though.
well.
I think Mandalorian season 1 brought
True.
it back, and
True.
season 2 strengthened it. Right, like yeah, season 3 wasn't as great, but of course now you're 3 seasons deep, and you're wanting more. But I think 1 and 2 was fantastic. Andor, like for the hardcore fans, was everyone loved.
Love
The
it.
Book of Boba Fett had its issues, but again, it had some really good moments as well. I just, I mean, the complaint with that to me would have been like, give me more of him, prior to coming back, like give me more of that him crawling out of the Sarlacc pit and give me more of that story rather than it just being flashback. But that's okay. I mean, again, that's all fine. I think it's been back. I think we hit a low with The Last Jedi, and the Rise of Skywalker, but I think it just it course corrected. Filoni and Favreau course corrected, picked it back up, and kind of took us to that next level.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm way too excited for the full series to rewatch. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun going back just to rewatch the whole thing as just one piece. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna do an edit and like edit it all together, like there was the Obi-Wan cut.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, even
And,
Obi-Wan was a decent series. I mean, I know a lot of people hated it, but I'm like,
I
again,
didn't understand the hate for that one, but you know.
everyone.
All right.
The problem here, and just like with this, and we'll talk about Merrick, right? Everyone's expectations are too high for everything. And I get it. Sometimes the expectations are set, right? But like when you dream of something and it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you were so good at it, then write a damn movie, write a damn show. You know, that's the problem. And I think we get into it ourselves, like, right? Like we get disappointed, but at the end of the day, if I was entertained and had fun, I'm gonna take that over anything else. So, all right, back to the show. That was me getting off my high horse.
Yeah, no. This was like a scene, like, you know, right early in, right from the beginning. You know, we see Ahsoka and Sabine getting herself prepared because I'm assuming they think, you know, something's wrong, so they got to get themselves ready. And Sabine's getting out her outfit, her Mandalorian outfit, which thank God,
Good to see.
Yes, oh man, it was great. You know, I love her pauldrons on the side, like the little artwork on the side, the whales, and then, you know, what was it, the fox, I guess, what is it that what is
Phoenix
it,
Squadron?
Squadron. Thought that was really great. That was really cool. So it was nice to see, you know, they're talking about stuff and then jump into like this little scene where
they give you the foreshadowing too, to where Ahsoka's making you're gonna have to make the hard choice.
Right.
And she does that multiple times. So in case you didn't catch it the first time, she's gonna do it again.
I did hate that, and even my wife was like, "We know she's gonna make the wrong choice because if she made the right choice, the show would just be over."
You know, to be honest, I didn't see it coming, man. I really, really didn't.
Come on,
was a little
she's
like,
gonna pick Ezra over anything else. That the whole show has been about her being sad and missing Ezra. Like
I seen a meme today when they were like, "Oh, you didn't want to fucking teach Grogu, but yet you want to teach Sabine." You had this whole thing of very true. Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, you should have taught the little dude, man. He wouldn't let you down. Shit, he would have ate a couple toads and called it a day. And probably
I don't know about that. He did. He let Luke down. He went back to.
It's true. He did.
He'd rather be a Mandalorian. So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. This is a really cool scene though when Haiyang was fighting he was fighting the robot. I didn't really think he could fight, but like I thought it was a really cool scene where he was just like kind of fighting back and stuff. That was really dope.
One of the things that in that foreshadowing, they keep talking about Thrawn. Now, again, for those of us who are familiar with Star Wars and Rebels, we have some backstory, but you know, for anybody who hasn't seen that, I don't think they've really done a good enough job of explaining, like, why is he that important? I mean, and again, you can't just, I know they were like, oh, you can come into this series and have it. I mean, if we saw the Shadow Empire group, then we realize, but that's not part of the show. And I think they need to do just a little bit more of explaining of why he is so important.
I agree. I mean, I think that's been the problem with this whole series, right? This is a sequel to Rebels, and that was set up for all the people that watched Rebels. We found out at the end of episode 2, oh, this is clearly Rebels season 5, right? And I think for the people that are just coming into the live action, there's all these characters, you know, outside of Ahsoka, which we only met in a couple episodes of The Mandalorian, and she had one big episode and then some minimal screen time, right?
Yeah,
there was the drop of Thrawn in that, but again, nobody still knows. Like, why is everybody so afraid?
This show is deep cut. Like, you really, and it's messed up because I feel bad for people who didn't watch any of that stuff. I don't feel bad, but it's like you don't know any of this shit. And you're just like, what the hell is going on right now? And I never watched any of the cartoon stuff. So it's like you really are kind of like in limbo and you're like trying to figure it all out. And then you got to go back and Wikipedia or whatever and probably look it all up. But man, you really had to watch those shows, man, to really figure out where the hell you're at this point. And that sucks because they told us in the beginning, oh, you don't have to watch Rebels. You can just watch it from where it is. They lied to us because, man, I'd have been pissed if I didn't watch Rebels. Because I mean, well, who the hell is this and who the hell is that? So,
and I know we'll get into it in more detail, but the whole end scene, that's another one that's like, if you didn't watch, you're really scratching your head, but we'll save that to the end. Yeah. This fight scene was great.
It was fucking really, really good, man. Like her and Ahsoka working well together, and then Sabine using her Mandalorian shit, which she's been like, damn, we've been like waiting for her to kind of use all her Mandalorian stuff. She actually weighed in on this episode. Actually, she did a really good job with that, and I really appreciated that part.
The force push to use one of the bad guys as a shield was awesome. I was cheering at that point.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. That was really, really cool. How you feel about Ahsoka's, like, do they feel a little not like real to you for some reason? Like they feel like they're just like kind of like sticks. It's weird. Lightsaber? Like, yeah, it doesn't feel like they're like real lightsabers or something. Like, I mean, they're not real, but like usually like when you see a lightsaber, it's kind of like a little different. I don't know, man. I got a weird feeling from them. It's just like, they look cool, but it looks very like,
well, they're like thinner, right? They're more, she and her fight style to me feels more samurai than anything else. You know how she stands, how she moves, how she balances. Yeah. It's very much like a samurai, and so I think that's where maybe that movement is different than anything else we've seen.
Well, I mean,
in the early, I mean, Luke was swinging it like a damn baseball bat, in Return of the Jedi, so it's very samurai. So there you go, and
yeah,
sorry. Yeah. Sorry, we were both now. You clicking on Fernando, you said the same thing. So yeah, it's what I got, and especially her fight, her upcoming fight. That to me felt even more so when she was kind of when they were standing and posing, and she was very samurai-ish, right? Because she was the strength was different, which you could tell. So she was using balance and she was using her maneuvers over anything else to try to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
See, this is beautiful. The layout of the ships, the fleet. I love these scenes.
That calamari ship is amazing to me, man. I've always loved that ship. The way how they just look, and it looks really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, they're doing a great job with this shit. Special effects is amazing. And then we get Hera, Jace, Chopper. Really, really cool.
Man, where's Zeb? Like,
you know what?
He's the only one we're missing.
That bothers me because,
and we know he was with Carson.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like right here. I was like, okay, so we get Carson, but we don't get fucking Zeb. Like, what? Like, what's going on?
He's still at the bar.
Oh shit, probably drinking. But it was nice to finally see the ghost in action, in live action, in front of us, and not like a little small thing at the bottom of like
teaser. Yeah,
teaser. He said Zeb is too much money. Yeah, Brown says too much money. So I'm hoping Zeb comes towards the end. I'm thinking that they're all going to come. I probably say 7 episodes, 6 or 7. They'll probably all come together. And
how? Like at this moment, like depending on unless Hera comes all the way back,
they're going to have to now because they're going to need Zeb. They're going to need Captain Rex. I'm hoping.
You're hoping Captain Rex. I don't think
no.
I mean, I don't see.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
He is so old. He looks worse than the Emperor.
Yeah, but he looks. No, I don't think so.
He looks worse than the Emperor.
Yeah, don't say that.
I mean, well, they age double time at this point. I don't have much faith in that one.
They'll find a way to make it work. All right, so we get this scene.
Yeah, I mean, this was just all, like you get the clock ticking, right? Like, now the clock's ticking. Clock tick, tick, tock, tick, tock. And then, this was a good battle scene. I like that. I liked here Sabine using both her fighting styles. And this is what I wanted from the beginning, right? Like, I wanted her to embrace the Mandalorian fight style, but also, use her Jedi training. Because she doesn't have the Force, and I did like the response here when she kind of stuck her hand out like any of us would, right? Like
she flinches.
You have no powers.
Yeah, she did. She did go like this. I'm like, what the fuck you did that for?
It's like, oh wait, you can't do anything. You got nothing.
She was hoping she was going to do something, maybe in the moment, and then we get the Merrick fight, which was nothing. Like she took him down real quick and
quick as a motherfucker. Yo, he had all that wind up, and man, he pitched a strike.
And then he's he's magic. He's
he just burst into smoke.
The green smoke, which
it was like that
the witches.
The witches smoke where they bring back the zombies and stuff.
You remember on Hellboy, the tick guy? I forgot what his name.
Oh yeah, the it was made out of sand. Yeah.
It reminded me of that. I was like, oh, well, okay, that was it. So no more Merrick. Done.
Agree. I'm glad he's not as well, because everybody's like, hey, it's gonna be Ezra. I'm like, I don't see it, and if it happens, it's gonna be really bad. Like I think that's worse than here, where people are complaining, oh, why do you play somebody up so high? I'm like, I don't think they played him up.
We did.
I think we played him up. Yeah, because they gave him a character poster. That doesn't mean anything. There's only like 10 characters that we've been following in this series. They could have, so he's one of the bad guy characters. Okay.
Yeah, he's just a bad guy. He's just a guy.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen that in Star Wars before. I mean, the Knights of Ren, they got posters and art and all this kind of stuff as well, and they were nothing.
I mean, he was cool, though. I mean, goddamn, he was.
Did,
Now, jump into this. I'm telling you right now, Balin, I love his stance, because he had like that.
He looks like a knight, like an old school knight, like the Black Knight, where he's just got that big broadsword, and he's just like.
He fought like that too. He's like, it's just heavy strokes, like boom, boom. I was like, damn, like you could tell his strength of how much he was hitting Ahsoka, and she was taking them hits. Like it was like, damn, I can't.
I love his character.
This was a nice little scene, though. I like that.
It's a shame with Ray Stevenson, but I would love to have this character continue, because I think he's the best character we've got in this show so far.
I am curious to see what happens with this character, because
I don't know if he wants to turn back to the light side, man. I feel like he's like in the middle of like kind of.
Like he's gonna be like with the great.
He wants power. Like he reminds me of Dooku in many ways.
So that's one of the questions that I have. I think it was one of the first episodes when she mentions about this whole path, and he's like, oh, the road to Perdium. Like it was this kind of thing they talked about at the Jedi Temple as a mystery. And once he realized that that's legit, he knows something about that legend that is what's telling him, like, he doesn't care about Thrawn. As he said, there's something about that legend that he thinks there's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And that's what he's chasing.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with him, but I do think Sean, or maybe you said it, that he's probably one of the best new characters we've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
If you're looking at all this, like we liked Andor, we liked him prior. I don't think anybody really I know they were good characters, but I don't think there was, to me, didn't feel like anybody that stood out. And same with, the Mandalorian. There was like great other characters. Maybe none of them were new, right? Cad Bane wasn't new that we got in Boba Fett. Like, so I'm just trying to think like the newest characters. I think he is probably like
the best.
The best one so far that we've got.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Because he's still shrouded in mystery, but he still has a big presence, right? Like I wouldn't be mad if he was the big bad for this series. Like I don't need to see Thrawn. I know everybody wants to see Thrawn, but I'm saying like he has given me that feeling that he can be that obstacle for Ahsoka here. But I know that he's not. And that's where I'm like, I wonder what they're gonna do with him.
So we had a lot of great lightsaber fights in this.
Yeah.
One of the things that really jumped off the screen to me why all of a sudden do lightsabers spark when they connect? It has never happened in any of the other original, the prequel series, the original. Lightsabers kind of have that flash, but in this, they all spark.
I didn't even pay
What
attention.
changed?
I didn't even notice.
Huh. That's a good call. I felt like they sparked a little bit more in the sequel trilogy, especially with Kylo Ren's saber, because that saber kind of had that
Right,
that
which would
sparking
make
in
sense.
itself. But you're right here. I didn't notice that between these
Yeah, I
two
didn't
when
notice
they connected, it did feel that way, and maybe it's because of how. Maybe it's because of the power difference, like the strength difference between the two, right? Like
I mean, his
we
shit
were
was
talking
hard.
about, like,
Yeah, his shit was
hitting
real
really
hard.
hard.
But
So,
you can't tell me that this is a bigger strength difference than Vader versus Luke in Empire. I mean,
That's
Vader
true.
way
But-
overpowered him.
But yeah, you also gotta remember the times was different too, though. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it, but
effects
no,
is a little bit
I
more.
mean,
like,
if George could go back and tweak it, I'm sure he would add sparks. You know,
he definitely would tweak the shit out of it. You know that. Shit.
JJ and the lens flare.
It's very
Yeah.
true.
There was a spark. There
Oh,
it is too.
see, there they
Holy
are.
shit. I didn't even notice that. Now, Aaron, you done got me all looking now. Damn, I got a real good one on that one too. She took that plunge though. Like he knocked her right out the fucking bound. He's like, get out.
Yeah,
Of here.
pointing for the
expecting-
fences.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I thought she was a little bit of a better fighter, but I guess
Well, she was also caught off guard and injured. Like she
That's right,
picked
she
up
did the
that
hand, she
she
broke
picked
the
that
hand.
thing in her hand. You could tell, like she was injured, fighting back, and then was distracted by Sabine. Like thought Sabine was dead. Forced through the I can never remember her name.
I can't remember her name.
I like her character. I like her look and everything, but I just can't remember her name. But she threw her, and then then when Sabine showed up, like she was distracted again, and then that's when he went for that death blow, which wasn't a death blow. And then of course here
the foreshadowing.
Sabine, yeah, I mean, like we knew this was happening. I mean, like I could have told you this from the beginning. I was like,
I was not. I didn't see it coming. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh, well, how dare you, Sabine?
No, well, it's happened before. You figure Anakin doing what he did for Padme, and you can look at Empire and the same thing. Like Luke gave up his training. He's like, I got to help my friends. So there's a history.
I agree.
This was a cool scene, though. Man, when the fucking Ghost team was coming in, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, how are they not all dead with that giant thing going into
Sparks.
light speed in front of them?
They were inside the ring. It just went,
I-
it went over them.
yeah, it definitely.
Okay.
See,
I'll-
like, right, if you look at this image right here, because we only had the Ghost and 2 X-Wings survive. So the 3 on the edge are the ones that
took it. That took the brunt of it.
took none of
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna give it to you because you explained it, and you have a stormtrooper playing hockey on your shirt. So there you go.
I mean, they did take out 3. Actually, 3 of them took the hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think they just ran into each other.
Yeah, I think they did. It was a cool scene though. I actually fucking like that shit. I was like, oh, are they gonna do what was it, General Hondo? Was that her name?
No, it wasn't Hondo is the guy from
No. But it was in the Last Jedi. Was it the Last Jedi or was it the
Yeah, it was in the Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Last Jedi? Was she that shit?
Hyperspace
was it?
through them.
Yeah, what? I can't remember.
It was Hondo. I think that was her name.
I'm thinking that
his name Hondo.
because he's the pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought her name was too. I can't remember. Oh well.
I think I forgot her name on purpose.
There's
Star
too
Wars.
many.
Yeah, I did too. Star Wars geeks are gonna kill me, but whatever. I don't think it's that serious to them for the Last Jedi. Nobody cares about that shit. So that was a cool scene, and then, man,
Ahsoka waking up in the world between worlds.
between worlds.
Yeah. So for anybody who hasn't seen Rebels, that's what it's called.
Yes, this is where the world between worlds is where you can just see the future and the past.
Bridge between time and space.
Yeah,
Anything is possible.
really.
And
cool.
so
Yeah.
this is interesting because this plays into, and you made this comment on an earlier episode, Sean, that the note about Ahsoka being that your time is short.
Yeah.
So does that tie in? Because again, for anybody who hasn't seen Rebels, Ahsoka was fighting Darth Vader, and Ezra, using this world between worlds, pulled her out of time, and basically,
which was before he knew that he probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, well,
but
And
this is the third fucking time that Ahsoka's died. Like,
we're right, but that's the thing too. Like, she is the only one here who has time traveled in Star Wars.
Has died and come back.
She's the Captain America where she is out of time, right? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe when she spent all that time, because again, this is another Rebels thing. She spent a lot of time in the world between worlds when Ezra destroyed the doorway that he knew about, not knowing there were other doorways.
Yeah.
Because the Emperor Palpatine was trying to get in, and I liked all that. I liked Ezra making that choice. He made a smart choice, unlike most people in this series. But I'm curious on her connection with it. And where's her little bird? I have a plush of that bird somewhere around here.
Oh, or owl. Yeah.
Haven't seen
that one time in the show.
So I'm curious if the owl is going to show up here, because that isn't the owl from the World Between Worlds.
No,
I thought it was
Mortis.
Yeah. Remember that was I think she brought her back, and I think she has her power inside of her or some shit. I forgot how it goes. I got to go back.
Or that's right. It was that
was when she first died, and then she died again. Then she died again. She's three right now. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure if Ahsoka has much more left. So cue this part. We get Anakin's voice at first.
Snips.
I'm like, oh man, that was a. But the crazy part, who the fuck knows that if you have not watched Clone Wars?
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know that. I totally missed that. I'm like, why is he calling her? What the hell did he say?
Oh, you didn't know that?
And I put the thing out, and I'm like, Snips. What the hell does that mean?
Now the only thing
I didn't watch a lot of the Clone Wars. I watched the last season, and I just didn't pay attention to the
shit.
The only thing that would have gone along with that, and I'm so glad they didn't go here, was if she was like Sky Guy. Because that was her. Oh, that
would have been so fucking corny. It didn't work for that moment though.
No, it wouldn't have. But I'm glad they didn't do that.
But I put money on the Ed. She's gonna drop that damn line. I'm pretty sure she is.
I hope not.
Really He's gonna say something. And she's gonna be like, "Okay, Sky Guy." That's what's gonna happen. That's the line. She's gonna say it's snarky. Right. Okay, Sky Guy.
I can see that. I can see that happening. And then
we get young Anakin here, de-aged, and it looks like it's post Attack of the Clones, pre Episode 3. Is he right? Are we in there, or is he middle of Episode 3? I don't know.
Before Clone Wars, but remember, he came back at the end in Return of the Jedi as a Force Ghost. So
but is he a Force Ghost here? Yeah. Is he a manifestation of something? Did he find the world between worlds?
Oh shit! No, I don't think so.
And is this how they're going to bring Vader back into the series? Because now that Anakin knows, Vader's going to know. Now
shit! Don't do that shit, please.
Retcon everything and just have Vader back.
If they pull fucking Vader out this motherfucker, it's a wrap for everybody.
So they need to explain World Between Worlds to everyone.
Star Wars nerd is gonna fucking flip their shit, and they're gonna be so upset and then so happy at the same time.
Internet will explode.
Well, and that's the thing. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, okay, there's milk in this, milk of their best character." And I'm like, "But he's the best character, so I don't care."
Milk that motherfucker, shit.
I mean, the comic series was pretty good, and everybody liked that. And then you can bring in Dr. Aphra and all that stuff going on.
Oh my god, they could do Vader down. Oh man, that.
I'm saying,
there's so many opportunities here to just say fuck it. Really, it is.
And then Sebastian Stan shows up as Luke, and it's all over.
Boom, done. We're done. But it's like they de-aged him a little bit, though. Am I crazy?
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell because it wasn't perfect. It was very,
Well, So the three questions that come from this scene is, one, they have to explain what the Worlds Between Worlds is. I mean, we kind of know, but they really didn't even explain it in Rebels. We have a general idea. How did Ahsoka get here? She fell off a cliff. So how did she get pulled in? What happened? And then, of course, the biggest piece is at the very end when they go to the Imperial March. So what does that mean?
I know, right? Like,
So,
is he gonna be evil? Is he gonna be good Anakin? Like, is he gonna be like in between? Like, is he gonna be Vader and Anakin? Oh fuck. That's gonna be really fucking good next week, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it before or after?
Fernando, it's before or after he killed the younglings. I mean, I'm gonna guess before, because he doesn't have the cloak on and his eyes didn't turn color.
I mean, he could have a lot of regret, man. I mean, honestly, he redeemed himself in Return of the Jedi. So,
but did he though? I mean, just because
Yeah.
he saved Luke, he still murdered tons
Children.
of children.
Yeah.
I mean,
how much are you gonna redeem yourself murdering children?
In the comics, there were some redemption moments, though. I'm not gonna hold you. So there were some Vader moments where he kind of redeemed himself a little bit. So I don't know, man. This is very interesting. Are we telling this from a movie standpoint and a comic book standpoint, or are we just telling this from the movie standpoint?
If they start bringing in comic book lore, you're going to lose so many more people's understanding.
Man, I think they already lost.
They're already lost a lot. Because now you're bridging anime. Like, it's different when you're filling in with animation to make the story of the movies even better, right? But the movies were fine. Right. But then you're watching Clone Wars if you're a big fan and you're enjoying it because you're now getting more of that deep cut. But now you're telling me I have to go watch an entire animated series to understand the live action. It's tough. It's already tough. And now you're going to throw in, oh, now we've got this comic book lore. And oh, why not start bringing in video game lore, which sounds like they might. Who knows?
Well, we've seen a little bit of it already.
I know, man. I don't know, man. A little, they may be going deep cut on this shit, and they're gonna be upset.
I don't mind the Easter eggs for the fans of those things, but the problem is when you use it for big plot threads, it's tough, right?
But let me tell you, what's
wrong thing is going to be tough.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is everybody's going to go back and fucking watch Clone Wars now.
You think? So, but that's a huge commitment.
I don't know.
7 seasons of Clone Wars and then 4 seasons
of Rebels. Or they can go back and watch Rebels at least.
I mean, that's still a large commitment for people who are, again, it's what I go back with when I talk about like the difference between like, and I don't want to get into this fight, but like the MCU and the DCEU, right? Is like the MCU tells a through line story where you don't have to go back and they try, if you follow it along, you get all the stuff, and they're going to throw little Easter eggs, right, or fan service things. But the regular folks, like my parents, my grandparents, that's why these movies make billions of dollars, right? Because the regular person can go see it and understand it. But when you start doing stuff like this, where now people are going to have to go back 12 to watch 12 seasons of a cartoon, they're not going to buy in on that, and that's what I'm afraid of here. Is that I love what Filoni and them are doing, but like if you are hitching your wagon on people going back to understand this, that's not going to fly. That's not going to keep this momentum going in a positive way.
I don't know, man. It depends, man. A little, I don't know.
I'm just saying that you see it in the box office of movies, right? If you don't tell a good story, you don't get the regular people going. Yeah, I mean, well, there you go. I recommended this to my dad, but he does not want to watch the animated stuff, so I don't think he will appreciate it. So exactly, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, yeah, you have a generation gap. People who are older than us, not everyone. But don't want to watch it.
If somebody asks, I'm like, you gotta watch this, and this, then you can watch that. That's what I say.
But they don't appreciate animation. Like I go back, and my dad. Yeah, I just use him as an example, not to say that. I mean, he's an immigrant and all. Love, just messing around. But he doesn't understand this and the cartoon stuff. He's like, I don't know why you watch cartoons still. And he's like, aren't you a grown adult? And I'm like, yes, I like it. I don't care. Like, why do you keep going to Disney World? You already done it once. Why do you need to do it again? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, like, but that's that generation. They don't understand that kind of stuff.
Right.
So now you're telling a whole generation you're losing a third of the population.
I'm not asking old people to watch it.
But it's not even old people. Like, there is a whole generation just past us.
Yeah, you're right.
That won't get into this.
Yeah, you're right.
Those who still call them cartoons. To us, it's animation. They're like, I'm not watching cartoons. It's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
FFBF, for fans, by fans.
Well, next week's episode is directed by Dave Filoni. So we are hoping
released in the theater.
Yeah. And if you get a chance to go see it in theater, please let us know. I would love to, hear your reaction to that one. And
I'd be curious if they would play the whole thing up until that episode, like if they would redo episode 1, 2, 3, 4, make it a theatrical event, right? Or they're just going to keep running 30 minutes, or it might be a longer episode. I don't know. I would hope. I'd feel bad for those people who have to pay for a movie ticket and only get like 37 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually looking. I'm trying to see what next week's episode is going to be. Real quick. Sorry, this is bad podcasting, but whatever.
That's all right. We got a picture of Anakin on screen, so it's okay.
Episode 5 runtime. 38 minutes.
Yeah, see, so my guess is they're going to do something else. Maybe play
all of them.
3, 4, 5 or something like that. Yeah, like some kind of combo.
And if it's 38 minutes runtime, these shows have 7 minutes of credits.
Right. So it's 7 minutes of end credits and 2 minutes at beginning, and it's always, the prior scene. So it's literally like a 20.
Oh, no. Episode, it says right here, episode 5, 49 minutes. 49
All right.
minutes.
Okay, so it's a 40-minute episode.
Yeah, that's not bad.
40 minutes of real story.
Content.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad.
We'll see. So, well, we'll be here next week to talk about it, next Thursday. Please join us. Make sure you subscribe to the League of Geeks show. Make sure you subscribe to the Stargeekz. We'll be here next week, man. And this is Sean.
This is Lil.
And this is Ed.
And may the force be with you.
Always.
I gotta get out of this thing now.
You can hit end too. The end.
I don't